Would you like to learn what one cryptocurrency could 100x your money despite the market environment? Which 3 cryptocurrencies have I recently added to my bear hit list? Coins I am looking to accumulate for the long term between now and the end of the next bull rally that could lead to incredible wealth. And what path could Bitcoin go on between now and the next halving? If you are excited to learn all of those things, then make sure you watch this entire video. My name is the Suppoman, your superhero of 100x altcoins. If you love content like this, make sure you smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and so that you are here live for, potentially very time-sensitive events, make sure that you hit the bell notification and click all rather than personalized. I'm trying a new camera. Let me know in the comments what you think of this camera, or should I pivot back to the old one? And also, if you haven't yet, follow me on the Facebook page, the Suppoman Facebook page. And the reason why is because we are in a bearish environment right now, it is not really a time where one makes loads of YouTube videos. So I'm probably going to be going live more often on Facebook. So make sure that you come and follow me on there. So before I get started, let me just make sure that I'm live. I seem to be live. On there. The light on my face looks slightly weird, but whatever. And then I'm going to share this over to the people of Twitter who all voted for a live stream as well. So make sure you smash a like on this video. It does help me astronomically. So where are we at this present stage? Well, actually, as far as fear is concerned, we have improved since yesterday. Yesterday we were on 10, and today we're on 14, despite the fact that the prices haven't really gone up at all since yesterday. They've gone either down very slightly, 0.04, actually that's, 0.1%, or you've got kind of slight rises, like 0.25%. So nothing has dramatically changed. And I think a lot of this is to do with kind of where our headspace is at the moment. We have experienced a lot of pain as a cryptocurrency community. We've seen the price astronomically drop. That now when we are seeing kind of prices going sideways, where it's actually alleviating fear. Because as long as we're not going down dramatically, then we're not getting too scared off. Now, here is where Bitcoin sits at the moment. It is basically sitting right on this, I would say this kind of quite consistent trend line. All right, very, very similar to the trend line that we saw back in 2017/18, which was the 6K trend line. Okay, so let me just show you some similarities before I talk about what is likely to happen next with Bitcoin. Okay, so first of all, in 2017, at the latter end of 2017, we started to rally up to $7,000. And then the price went down, back down to $6,000 before rallying up to $20K. The price then came down to $6K before rallying back up to $12K. All right, and then it kind of moved sideways along $6K before falling to $3K. All right, that was the Bitcoin price back then. Now, very similar inferences can be drawn with the current trend line, and 30K being essentially the 6K of old. All right, so back in January last year, we shot up to 42K, retraced back to 30K. Then we hit a new all-time high of 64K and retraced back to 30/29K. And we had another all-time high of 70K, retracing back to 30K. We did dip under slightly, but really have maintained on or around about 30K. So, what does that tell us about what happened last time? Well, as you saw, when we were consistently sideways along a trend line in a bearish market, eventually we fell through it. So, let me paint to you what I see as the next potential scenario. So this was the last halving of Bitcoin, and this is the next halving of Bitcoin. If you don't know what a halving event is, essentially it means that the amount of Bitcoins being put into circulation halves from the previous period. So over here it was 12 Bitcoins, now it's 6.25 Bitcoins, and then next time it's going to be 3 point something Bitcoins. released into circulation every single time a block is produced. So the mining rewards are going to be halving, therefore less circulating supply is going to be increasing of Bitcoin, and therefore it allows for really much better price appreciation. After every single halving, we have a massive spike in the price. And that's typically because demand overtakes supply. So this is when the next halving is, and it's due to be March, April of 2024 or May 2024. Not quite sure where the block that actually produces the halving will fall, but anywhere between March and essentially summer of or end of spring 2024. So these are the scenarios that I see playing out, and I want you to let me know in the comments which you think is the actual likely one. And I'm going to let you know which one I think is the likely one as well. So we are in a period of uncertainty. Some people think we have bottomed, and many more people think there is way more pain to go. So let me paint to you what I think are the potential movements. Okay, so here's movement one, and I believe this is probably the most optimistic one. We've hit peak inflation. The interest rates are likely to go down. As a result of that, Bitcoin is likely to go sideways until we have some certainty as to what is happening with the economy. In the meantime, the price could go down a little bit more. We could see the price bottoming round about end of summer 2022. And then we have a bull run at the end of the year because the interest rate has gone down dramatically because a lot of the control has worked. Now, what could happen is we could have an all-time high, right? Now, you're probably thinking this is ridiculous, but hear me out. We did not hit anywhere near the heights we thought we were going to hit for this bull period, all right? So it could be the case we never had the all-time high to begin with, and that is why we never hit it, and the economy did what it did. Bitcoin, which normally operates in a silo, it doesn't really operate macroeconomically traditionally. Bitcoin does its own thing despite what the stock market or the housing market or any other market is doing. So could it be the case that as Bitcoin is badged as an inflation hedge, because Bitcoin only goes up 0.2% a year, whereas as we've seen with fiat currencies, they go anywhere up to 10% a year. So as that happens, could we actually see Bitcoin hitting an all-time high? Now, I did previously think this would be the case. Do I think it's likely to be the case? Maybe not. But that's one potential scenario. It goes up, and then next year, we have a recession, which is then we basically go right down, hit a bottom, around 20k or under, and then we rise up slowly, and then we have an all-time high. Right? So that's scenario one. Let me know what you think of that. Scenario two, which I think is the most likely scenario. Okay, so we band about for a little bit, and then we maybe have a slight rise. Okay, maybe have a slight rise, maybe go to 40k. But then towards the end of the year, we go down to maybe 20k. All right, we go down to maybe 20k. And then as the pain sets in, we may go down a little bit more because the recession's going to be hitting next year. We could go down to maybe worst case scenario, 12k. Now, I personally think because Bitcoin has never ever, once it's gone through a new halving and a new all-time high, it never hits its previous all-time high, which was 20k. So this should not happen if Bitcoin follows paths from the past. But let's just say it hits worst case scenario, 13k, 15k, and then as we get towards the end of 2023 and we go towards the halving, we have a recovery. Okay, that is the next potential scenario. So we have a tiny bull rally come towards the end of the year, and then we just sink, essentially, because a recession hits, or the market bottoms out in preparation for a recession. Or the last scenario, which is essentially that Bitcoin kind of goes down to around about 20k, and then it just steadily goes up over 2023 just steadily goes up and up and up. There we are. And then we hit our new all-time high in 2025. Let me know what you think is the most likely scenario of those three scenarios. But this one looks like it could be, possibly the most neutral. Okay, we go down, everybody's expecting a bottoming. We go down and then we just literally burn out. The community sleeps. You accumulate over this period, and then eventually in the next bull run, we absolutely shoot through the roof. So let me have a look and see what you guys are saying and what you guys actually think could be the best case scenarios. I like the first option. Who wouldn't, to be fair? I don't think we'll go under the 20k, says Gianna. And I think that there is rationale for that. Lee Dello says, I believe that the bottom is already in. The bear calls are music to my ears. You see, there's some rationale there. Because, basically YouTubers, including myself, were all thinking we were going to have a euphoria rally to 100k, which never happened. But 90% of influencers, whether on Twitter or YouTube or TikTok or wherever, were saying 100k is coming, 100k is coming. If 100k comes, 200k may come. And some people in the investment banking world were saying 300k could come for this bull run. And of course, because everybody was shouting about it and it never came, then we could see the exact same scenario happening on the bearish side, where everybody's expecting 20k or a bottoming, a harsh bottoming. The guru who got me into cryptocurrency said he sees 12k happening and 7k momentarily. So everybody's calling for these low lows, these low bottoms. And the likelihood is that actually we could see a little bit more you could see a little bit more pain. But actually we could have hit somewhat of a bottom. So you don't know. We don't know. Okay, cryptocurrency is in essence a massive guessing game. We're all guessing at the end of the day and hoping for the best. But, the best thing that you can do really is just accumulate during this period. So, what cryptocurrencies have I added to my bear hit list? Okay, so these are cryptocurrencies that I am looking to accumulate over the bearish period. So, if we do have a situation like this, where essentially we just bleed to about 20k, and then we just rise ever so slightly. We just kind of go sideways and up until the halving, and then we start growing. Essentially, exactly like what happened in the last halving. We're going sideways, and then we just ended up booming. Right? So, so you want to kind of accumulate in this period here, whatever the case, and that is what my bear hit list is. And we're talking about Near, Decentraland, Mina, Moonbeam, Cadena. All right. But there are more I am adding that I am considering taking a position on. And one of those is Gala Games. Now, the reason why I say Gala Games is because this has got a really good ratio of market cap, volume to market cap. All right. So typically what I would be looking is for something to have relevance and money flow, and people like it and people are wanting to trade it, and it's very, very popular despite these bearish times, is that I am looking for a 5-to-1 ratio. So if the market cap is 500 million, then I would be looking for a volume of 100 million. That says to me that despite the market environment, people are loving this coin, people are accumulating this coin. And Gala is essentially near 4-to-1. It's like 4.5-to-1 volume to market cap. All right, now what is Gala? Gala is basically a software house, a gaming house, essentially. So if you think of Capcom or Konami or Imagine Software or Rockstar Games, if you're thinking about basically software houses or software factories, essentially a development team that brings out multiple games under an umbrella brand, that is what Gala is. Okay, so it's not just one game. So it's not like just Monkey Ball or Cities Heroes or Star Atlas, which is just single title games and everything is reliant on that game. Essentially, Gala is a myriad of games. It's a whole plethora of games, and some of these games are insane. So they have already got some in beta, some are actual games, and some are in development. But they all seem to be fantastic narratives as far as games is concerned. Okay, so you can see here one's for the PC, another one's for the PC. You've got Walking Dead, Legends Reborn. The graphics look absolutely insane. If you look at these graphics, they are unbelievable graphics. So essentially, by being a hodler of Gala games, you are benefiting from all the games being created in its ecosystem. And as you saw with the Spider Tanks game, essentially the quality is insanely high. You are almost seeing a Star Atlas game being created with every game that is being planned for Gala. Not only that, but Gala has got incredible founders. Okay, so one of the founders, Eric Schiermeyer, was the co-founder of Zynga, and also, from what I have heard, was the CTO of the company that created MySpace. So 2 huge names that he has been behind. And then we've got Michael McCarthy, who is the creative director behind Farmville, and their latest game, which I think is this town game. This town, where is it? Let me go back to the actual gaming page. Town Crush. Town Crush is basically Farmville. All right, it's like you build a town. It looks insane, to be honest. So as a result of that, I think Gala looks exceptional. Now, you can take your investment in Gala much further if you really want to by becoming one of their founder nodes. Okay. However, from what I have gathered, like to be a founder, to have a founder node, which basically means you get a massive reward in Gala per day. You get a passive income in Gala per day, which can be around about $1,000 plus NFTs for each of the games. So you get a ton of rewards. But if we have a look at Gala, it's 7.4 cents. So if we do 1.289 million times 0.074, that's 95k to basically have a master node. All right, but if you foresee the long term of this, you can take it this far. But of course, that prices most people out. I may consider, as a master node replacement to Dash, what Dash would have been to me, may consider it. But either way, Gala looks to me like it has more fundamentals than Decentraland. Decentraland is a metaverse world. It is essentially what I would class as the meta of cryptocurrency. But fundamentally, it doesn't seem to have as many games and have the founders and the credibility of those founders that Decentraland doesn't have that. So as far as I'm concerned, this has better fundamentals than Decentraland. What else have I added? Well, Immutable X. So you will know this was kind of on my radar anyway, but as you can see, it wasn't in my bear hit list. Okay, so I am adding this to my bear hit list. So Immutable X does seem to be going down further and further. I've been covering this since it was about $9, I want to say, and look how much it has gone down. So it's well below $1. And for if one of the worst of scenarios plays out for the market, this could go down to 20 cents or even less. Now, they are a layer 2 for NFTs. Okay, so you've got Polygon, which is basically a layer 2 for cryptocurrencies that are on Ethereum. All right, so Ethereum based assets. All right, and also other chains as well. But really, that was what it was badged as. But Immutable X is purely for NFTs. Now, they are already building that network effect. All right, so they came out latter end of last year, and they have just done one of the biggest land sales in modern history for Illuvium. So Illuvium was a coin I brought you back ages ago, and it was like $50. And it's ended up being one of the top AAA games. They've recently had a land sale. A very smooth experience was achieved because of Immutable X. So that is going to now set the standard. NFTs is only going to get bigger. We are only in stage 1. So if you think about crypto, if you think about the cryptocurrency market back in 2013, You had Feathercoin, Namecoin, Peercoin, Shite coins, right? But they were the first iteration of cryptocurrencies. There was no cross-chain protocols. There was no NFTs. There was no metaverse. There was nothing approaching the standard that we have got today. And NFTs are exactly the same as where cryptos were back in 2012-13 with the name coins and the peer coins. We're only seeing the first versions, we're seeing the first use cases, we're seeing the first wave of adoption, but there is more to come for NFTs. It's only going to get bigger over the course of time. So as a result of that, Immutable X is going to get bigger as an ecosystem, and this is definitely one I think is worth accumulating should this go down. I can't remember what the Immutable X, I think it was 15 cents or 25 cents. Immutable X IDO price. I am using IDO prices as a bit of a barometer for where I want to enter into these cryptocurrencies, because I do see them being starved or rinsed back down should we see the worst case scenarios occurring. So the IDO for Immutable X, the initial offering, the best price you could have got it at was 16 cents, and I think this was, because they obviously had a coin list sale, but it's saying Huobi. But I think that was around about the price. That's the price I remember, about 15 cents. So that would be the price I would be looking, well, not necessarily there, but anything from like 30 cents downwards. And then the last one is Optimism. So Optimism is essentially another version of Polygon. All right, so it is one of the big brands behind roll-ups, okay, ZK roll-ups, right? So basically Optimism is a form of roll-ups, okay? So what that means is that rolling up a bundle of transactions and putting it into a single transaction, okay? So that creates a much faster network, essentially, takes out the congestion of Ethereum. Now, Optimism very recently came out, and you can see that this is almost 1-to-1. So a 304 million market cap to 257 million trading volume. That says to me this is obviously top at the moment. As you can see, in terms of trending, is one of the trending cryptocurrencies. So I think the true test will be after, the release period. When a cryptocurrency releases, that's typically the hottest time. That's typically when it's got the volume, the massive amounts of volume. A week to a month later, we'll start to see where does this cryptocurrency really sit. Has it gone up or has it gone down? If it goes down, that means probably good accumulation point. If it's gone up, that means that clearly the market see the value in it. This is a competitor to Polygon. Now, the reason why this came out and then absolutely sunk, because from what I saw, this went up to like $4. It's not saying that. This went up to $4 on launch, but a lot of people got airdropped this, and it dumped. It essentially went like it shot up to $4, which would have made this a market cap of over $1 billion, and then it got dumped to 80 cents. So I'm going to really see where this goes. If this goes to a low cap, so under 250 million, I'm going to really take a proper look at accumulating this. Because if we have a look and see where Polygon is, this is for 4 billion. Okay, so this is essentially over 10x the value of Optimism. So, and that is just based on where Polygon is right now. Polygon was 6x where it is now. It hit a high of $3, which means that this was more at 24k or 24 billion. All right, so given that would mean that there was a huge potential multiplier ahead of Optimism over the course of time. And Optimism, like Arbitrum, is a version of roll-up technology that has kind of been marketed as a great layer 1 solution for Ethereum that you've never been able to actually invest in. Optimism's technology and UI have been out for some time, but the actual ability to invest in it has not. So I think the value will really be found in this. So what cryptocurrency could be making 100x? There is a new cryptocurrency coming out that you can get in from the ground up. So that cryptocurrency is this one, Tidex. Tidex is a centralized exchange that is going to be being released on a number of Bluezilla launchpads very, very soon. Now, I have already seen a lot of people moaning about this, and I understand why. Okay, so Tidex has been announced by Bluezilla already. And if we have a look on Twitter, then we can see that it's going to be launching on BSCPad, ETHPad, VelasPad, Polypad, and AdaPad. So there's only 5 of the Bluezilla launchpads. I'm luckily in all of them, so if you're in all of them, you can get basically a combined allocation, or you can get a singular allocation, or you can get multiple allocations depending on where you want to go. But essentially, this is going to be a $1 million market cap, which is high for Bluezilla, considering that Bluezilla's latest offering was 55k market cap, giving much more room for multipliers. However, Moves is a dab. All right, like Steppen, it's a dab. But Tidex is an exchange. There is so much power in a platform like that. And if you are one of the early investors in it, there could be sizable rewards. So considering this is a 1 million market cap, if we have a look at QMall, which is another recently released Bluezilla-based exchange, this is a 100 million market cap. If we go and have a look and see the initial IDO price, it was 3 cents. So based on that, it's 20x that IDO price, and it's already at 100 million. So Tidex merely needs to compete with QMall to equal the gains. But QMall is nothing, right? The volume, if we look at QMall as an exchange, there's nothing. You can't see anything. There's no data. All right, it's not ranked or anything. Like you can tell this is an exchange. If you go to it, it quite clearly shows the basics of an exchange. Does this look that good? No. Does Tidex look good? Yes, much better. With Tidex, you've actually got a plethora of functionality. You've got market buys, limit buys, stop losses. And you've got a plethora of actual cryptocurrencies on here as well. So it's not going to be like limited to just a few. And the great thing about Tidex actually is that because they are working with Bluezilla, you could probably see a lot of the Bluezilla cryptocurrencies going on Tidex as well as PancakeSwap as far as listings is concerned. So again, this gives you, if you're a hodler, you may be able to get better rates or deals being able to get into this. Not only that, but Tidex already has a volume of 76 million. If we have a look at the exchanges, so this is the exchange table, okay? So if you go to CoinMarketCap, you can look at cryptocurrencies ranked by market cap. And you can also look at cryptocurrency centralized exchanges or spot exchanges, and they are ranked by their exchange score. And that score takes into account a number of different factors. It takes into account web traffic, liquidity and volume, confidence, and also the amount of functionality and amount of coins and markets that they serve. So Binance is number 1, as you know. Coinbase is number 2. But if we go down for a cryptocurrency that hasn't even launched, we can already see Tidex is number 83 on here, despite hardly ever being used. Now, Who.com is a exchange that's been around for quite a while. Hit BTC, they aren't very good. I'll give it that. But Tidex is only just started, right? And it's already rank 83. 76 million volume puts it ahead of many of these exchanges. There are hardly any exchanges, actually. I mean, there's a few, but there's hardly any exchanges that have got 76 million worth of trade volume. And if we go and have a look at one of the ones I invested in at a very early stage, which was AscendX or BitMax, you can see that essentially it's around about the same. So 76 million, and BitMax is 85 million. And BitMax is very well known. So I can imagine that what's really standing against Tidex, why it is ranked number 83 and not higher, despite having a very good volume, is the fact that it's just so early stage. It doesn't have an on-ramp. It doesn't serve many markets. It doesn't have many coins at this stage, only 36. And there's not much liquidity. But in terms of visits, it's high. Look, 372,000 visits. And that is more than many of these. So what you are doing, essentially, is you are getting involved in this at IDO price. So this is going to be 10 cents, I believe. Yeah, 10 cents. Now, they did have a offering recent. So here we go. The market cap is 912,000, right? But they have had a bit of a launch already. So we go back to the Tidex exchange. We go to Launchpad. We can see they've got a Launchpad on here. That is another good thing because there are not many cryptocurrency exchanges that also are Launchpads. So they have got a Launchpad on here. So essentially, you're not just investing in an exchange, you're investing in a Launchpad. If you have got tokens in this exchange, you will be able to take part in the Launchpad. So they offered Tidex token a couple of days ago, from what I understand, and the price here is 0.500335 Bitcoin, which translates to, in today's money, about 10 cents, right? So it's about the same, right? About the same. I think at the time, this may have been like 9.7 cents or something. But essentially, there's been no discount buying privately versus buying at IDO. So it should not be the case that people who buy this on IDO will be dumped on by people who bought privately because the price is pretty much exactly the same. So there should not be dumping except for the fact that, we're in a bearish scenario right now. But if we're in a bearish scenario and Qmall, which doesn't have anywhere near the fundamentals of Tidex, is 100 million market cap, then that means that Tidex should do a hell of a lot better when it launches. So, therefore, this is one of the launches coming out soon. We still have got a few launches coming out in the recent future, but none of them really do it for me. There's one called Backstage or something. Doesn't really do much for me. But Tidex does. This looks like it's better than Qmall, and Qmall is over 100 million market cap, and Tidex is going to be less than 1 million. So, yeah, there we are. Right, okay, presentation done. So now I'm going to take some questiones if you should have any questions. So let's see what you guys have got to say. My chat is messed up right now, so bear with me. It's basically telling me I haven't had a message for about 5 minutes. Actually, probably more like 20 minutes. And how long have I been on now? 32 minutes. Cool. So that gives me a lot of time to pick up some questions. So guys, say hello now. Typically, I go right to the beginning, and all the people that are saying hello live, I miss. So who have we got? So we've got Crypto Chrissy. Great to see you. Christine Rosalind, who has been a long-time follower. I actually met Christine. So good to see you. We've got Crypto Woods, Andreas, David Murphy, Anthony, Anfield Reds, obviously a Liverpool fan, Chris Marks, Joseph Cull, Crypto Philly, Craig Lan, Kai X, Jody, Gianna, C.O., Mbata Virus, Mehmet, Bernard, good to see you, Bernard, Neil, Ismail. Who else? Who else have we got? The USA Local SEO, Rough Lace TV, MHZ Boxing, Alan the Warrior, kind of startup. Great to see you, peeps. The usual suspects. Good to see Team Super. Mwah. Representing. Lindsay's in the house. Renee, Reggie, Finn, UFO, Gala, UFO. Actually, I see UFO as kind of like a mini version of Gala. Okay, UFO is like a mini version of Gala. What I don't like about UFO, because UFO has got incredible potential, it's a micro cap now, but its volume has been significantly lost. But what I love about UFO is that they are creating somewhat of a gaming house, but they seem to only be concentrating on one game so far, which is this Super Galactic. Now, the Super Galactic graphics look insane, They look unbelievable. But it seems like everything is geared around one cryptocurrency rather than it being a whole gaming ecosystem. And I think over the course of time, it's going to open out into that, meaning UFO has fantastic potential over the future. A lot of what I would probably call the top crypto YouTubers have spoken about it, meaning it's been heard by a lot of people. It's top of mind maybe for metaverse and play to earn. So UFO, I think, is going to be good over time. And I think if you can get it, like, maybe half the price it is now and accumulate it, at 25 million market cap, you could be onto a winner here. Because I think that once upon a time, this was a high mid cap. This was it was 50x higher than it is now. 50x higher. We have a look at market cap. Let's see where it was at peak market cap. Wow! Nearly $1 billion! Unbelievable! Nearly $1 billion! And look, it's gone down and it's a micro cap. This was on course to be a large cap, and now it's a micro cap. So, yeah, I think that's a good shout, actually. See more questiones. Because I've seen there's some super chats, so keep those super chats coming, peeps, if you want to have a dedicated answer. Mbatavirus, hey Super, what are your thoughts on Core? I know it's a shite coin, but rumour is Shitoshi's behind that. Rumours he's behind everything. Rumours behind, rumours is he's behind, Cull, and he wasn't. But, and same for Squawk. But what I do know is, I don't know if it was Vitalik mentioned this, and as a result of that, people just went absolutely nuts for this cryptocurrency, 35 million. I wouldn't touch it. All right, I wouldn't touch it. It's like this is not in an investable. It's essentially at all-time high. I would never invest in anything that's all-time high. If you've missed the boat, you've missed the boat. I would not touch it. But thank you very much for the $5. Mbatavirus, did you know Vitalik is bullish on? Yeah, he would be. He would be because optimism is furthering Ethereum. Optimism makes Ethereum run better for other layer ones, other crypto dApps. It's very, very easy to make your dApp run faster with optimism. If you've got an Ethereum dApp, you can run it much faster with optimism. Just like with Illuvium, which is an Ethereum dApp, they made it run faster with Immutable X for NFTs. Optimism does the exact same, but for dApps and for cryptocurrencies and for exchange value rather than NFT value. So Optimism, definitely he would want to. This would be an easy shill for him. So yeah, I didn't know he tweeted, but it doesn't surprise me that he did. I don't really pay much attention to his tweets. But then at the same time, he also tweeted about Truebit, and that was another derivative of roll-ups as well. I think this is based on Arbitrum. I'm not sure, or it's like a competitor to Arbitrum. So I wouldn't really give too much credence to what Vitalik tweets about, but obviously what it does is it starts this like FOMO rally. But I think over the course of time, Optimism is going to be really good. I think that Vitalik would probably stand more behind this furthering Ethereum than Polygon. So yeah, but good one. Thank you, Mbatavirus. What else have we got? Thoughts on Poct? I don't know what Poct is. Let me see. Pocket Network. Pretty shit metrics, if I'm honest with you. And it's got essentially the same market cap as Velas or something like that. Look, Velas is like 143 million market cap, but at least that's in the millions in terms of volume. Pocket Network has got, wank all. It looks like crap. Web3 infrastructure the right way. Nodes. I don't know. It's difficult to do a fundamental analysis in a short space of time, but to me, instead of deploying a single service provider, paying absurd fees for random outages, tap into Pocket's trustless API protocol and route your requests to independent nodes. Okay, so it's like a node router. Nah, I don't know. If you like that kind of thing, then all power to you. I don't really. I think stuff like that sucks. But thank you very much for the what's it called? The super chat and the what's the super chat and the question. Sandor Manor, I would go Decentraland, personally. Let me have a look. I'll just answer some of these questions quite quickly. Truebit Protocol 10,000X? I don't think so. Blocktopia? Let me have a look at Blocktopia. That was a powerhouse in the play to earn season. Cadena has gone back to the $1 as I said it would. You know, it shot up to $3. People are like, oh, moon from here, moon from here. No. Right? It was obviously going to go down. There's another one actually. Let me have a look at XCAD quickly. I think this may still be, still on the rise. Anyway, that's by the by. But Blocktopia. Blocktopia was something I was relatively interested in probably about 8 months ago now. Back in the heyday, back when things were good. This is now a micro cap. It's gone right down. Let's have a look and see against this previous performance, market cap wise. This was, wow, over $1 billion market cap with a volume of nearly 200 million. That's ridiculous. And look at it now. It just shows you when the narrative's out, you're dead meat. But it has every chance of coming back. You know, every chance, because there'll be a ton of hodlers. People who bought at that level probably all hodling it, right? So, yes, some people would have sold, but this will have the branding. Will it come back and make it come back? Who knows? Who knows? My understanding of this, it was a launch pad, as well as like a multifaceted platform. Multifaceted play, like a big gaming platform, essentially. And I remember this had a lot of FUD at the time. I think it was being fudded by Elio. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like there's a lot more pain to come, I think. I mean, in my personal opinion, the law of probability, I would say there's more pain to come. You know, I would love to think we've bottomed. And to be frank, you know, as I covered a few streams ago, when Bitcoin goes through a halving and finds a new all-time high, it should never again go back to its previous all-time high, which was 20k. So if it touches 20k, it's the first time that's ever happened. And if that does happen, then who knows how much more blood will actually be achieved. But like I said, you know, the good bottoming patterns is when there's clusters of these fear bottoms. And as you can see, there's a big cluster here. And that was where Bitcoin bottomed at $3,000. There's a cluster here, which was the COVID bottoming at $3,000. And then there was a cluster here as well, which is the May bottoming last year, where it went from 64k to 30k, which subsequently went right up. So getting into this cluster would have been a very good idea. And now we're in this cluster again, which we haven't really dropped below. But these clusters, particularly the ones that show bottoms, last about a month and a half. So, you know, don't necessarily expect this started in May. So we could have, who knows how much longer we could have of this. We may have bottomed, you never know. But I'm personally looking to accumulate across more pain. And I think there is likely to be more pain. But also, I get optimism from the fact that lots of people are saying, it's going to 20k, it's going to 15k, it's going to 12k, it's going to 11k. And when people say this, it reminds me of when everybody was thinking that Bitcoin was going to go to 100k, and it didn't. All right, so we didn't have a top. Theoretically, we shouldn't have. If we didn't have like a violent top, we shouldn't theoretically have a violent bottom either. That did not sound right, did it? Anyway, updating you about AstroSwap. Don't know anything updated. I haven't looked into it. I'm not really looking into any of my alts that I have at the moment. There's no point. Nothing matters right now. Is XRP a good investment? No, I've not actually had the opinion that XRP is a good investment for a long time. By the way, peeps, I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to do it. Are we going to achieve it this time? If we can get to 300 likes, because there's over nearly 400 of you watching, if we can get up to 300 likes, I am going to let you know the name of that bloody blockchain that I think is potentially a mega structure in cryptocurrency, I will let you know about it. Because at the moment, it's got... I don't have the info on me, but it's got some massive venture capitalists behind it. I think Coinbase is one of them, and I think Binance is one of them. I think there's quite a few exchanges. I think Huobi might be one. Sound Ventures, which got Mark Cuban and a few others. Massive. And they're going to be launching, I think, on their own platform. So the earlier you are to it, the better, essentially. So let's get those likes up. 300. Come on, let's see if we can do it. I will give you the name with no conscience. I know for a fact this project would not want me to tell you anything about it. Not at this stage. It's too early. It's too early for them to be talked about. But anyway, going back to the question, XRP, no. I think it's a pile of shite. Gala or PYR? I don't know what PYR is. Is that Vulcan Forge? If it is, no. Gala, easy. Have you heard of Luxo? Yeah, I've heard of it. Agreed, Suppo. Hard to say what's going to happen. Yes, indeed, Chrissy. It's just uncertain times. The best thing you can do is just dollar cost average. In my opinion, it's just dollar cost average. Violent bottom. What's your thoughts on IMX? I've just given them. Lucas Lay. Question here. Thoughts on equilibrium.io on CMC? CMC, coin market cap, I dare say. Equilibrium. This one. EQ? No. Equilibrium. Wait a minute. Let me just make sure that it's not... I do trust you, Lucas, as I know that you've been... you've made lots of contributions before, but let me just make sure that this isn't going to take me to some porn site or something. Equilibrium.io. Interesting. Oh, there's only one L. Equilibrium. Let's have a look at this. DeFi 2.0. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Equilibrium. I remember covering this back last March or something during the DeFi summer. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. This one here. Yeah, this looked hot because this was, I think this was one of their parachains. I think this is one of Polkadot's parachains. And I think this was a bit like a Gala, so DeFi infrastructure rather than layer 1. Crowd loan. Did this ever come out? We won a parachain slot, so it's already people already crowd loaning into it. But it's not out yet, no? And I remember I wanted to get into this myself, to be honest. Equilibrium, there's not on here. But what do I think of it? I mean, Polkadot cryptocurrencies, they're not that in. They're not that in. Kusama is dying. Polkadot's dying. Shiden, a star, and all that lot. They're not doing well. The one that's doing really well is my number one, which is, look at it. It's just. I'm annoyed. Obviously, I think that bringing out that video was a bad idea. Because every time the market was dropping, Moonbeam was going down with it. And this was near $1 recently. And the best price I managed to get in at was $1.12, I want to say. $1.13. No, I want to look at 30 days maybe, because it was... Yeah, 109 this bottomed at. And whilst everything else finds new bottoms, who wouldn't mind that? But anyway, whilst everybody else finds new bottom, everything else finds new bottoms, Moonbeam just doesn't want this to stable. Stable AF. It's irritating because I love this cryptocurrency. I want it to drop. I want it to drop because I am so damn confident this is going to be one of the big ones. And you can tell that by the quite obvious bullishness underneath it that underpins it. I sacrificing Pulse X, good for you. Can you look into Akala? I've looked at it. I've done reviews on Akala. Cadena or Glimmer? Good question. I think Glimmer, personally, of the two. But I do think Cadena is very interesting. I've obviously reviewed it for you, which is it's like Mina in the sense that it's like this something special, something different. You know, Cadena is a proof of work, layer 1. A proof of work that is capable of 480k transactions through sharding. These 20 braided chains that basically share the workload of transactions. And it's being protected by a proof of work algorithm. It's being protected by miners, which means that it's hard to hack, hard to attack. I would say that what would make Cadena a better value proposition is if you mine it, because they've got so much supply to give to miners that actually it's like mining Dogecoin. And all you need to do is just get one of those ASICs miners. Get an ASICs miner and mine it. Why not mine it from home? It's not gotten to Bitcoin and Ethereum size yet. So yeah, no, I think Cadena is excellent, but I think Moonbeam is that's the one. How do I do research like you? It's difficult for anybody to replicate what I do because obviously I'm well connected. So, people naturally come to me with, VCs and projects that have already got VCs. They kind of come to me directly. So I don't need to look for them. So just to dispel a lot of the myths out there, because there's no real great secret. A lot of the YouTubers out there, people are like, oh, how do you find them? Well, you do need to have research skills. You do need to have analysis and fundamental analysis skills, but they don't find them. A lot of these projects come to our desks, whether it's a VC putting them in front of us, whether it's another influencer, because I'm connected to a lot of the influencers, or it's the project themselves actually getting in contact with me and saying, we've got X VCs behind us, blah, 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 blah. So a lot of these actually come to me, and then all it's left for me to do is to look into it, look at what their vision is, compare it with other major cryptocurrencies that have done well in the exact same space, see what their VCs are, and see what the potential is. Comparing market cap, so seeing where their market cap is versus another project's market cap. And a lot of it's word of mouth as well. I do watch and digest a lot of content because I don't want to miss out. So the more effort you put in, I'm a full-timer on this. Ask my son, who's with me right now. Ask him. I am constantly working all day, every day, finding opportunities. Okay, that's my job. That's all I've got to do, right? So that's why I do it. And so the more you put into it, basically the greater the input, the greater the output. I've seen a few bear markets in the last 10 years, and investing in a bear market and being patient is the smart thing. Yes. I mean, it's also the biggest test. And I tell you this because I was, in the last bull run, in the last bear market, I was slaughtered. And I remember I used to finish a video and I used to be so angry. I was like, why aren't there more views? Why aren't there more subscribers? Why aren't there more likes? And the reason why it was just a bear market. But at the time, I had not experienced it. I was like, why has everybody dropped off the face of the bloody earth? Why have my videos gone from 100k to 12k? It made no sense to me. But there is a consistent pattern. If you work, and this is as a project, not just as an influencer, but as a project, if you work hard through the bearish times, you will realize the benefit in bullish times. Okay, so you can make huge multipliers, 100x's, 200x's, 300x's, investing in just pure bull markets. When the bull market's confirmed and coins are going up, then you can make money just investing in a bull market. But if you invest in a bear market, you get the gains that came before the bull market. You get that whole trajectory. So it's a tough time. A lot of people drop off the face of the earth, but believe you me, it's the smartest thing you can do. And it's what I did. You know, yeah, that's what I did. You know, I invested in Bitmax, and this is a lot like Tidex actually. So I invested in, no, that's the wrong thing, isn't it? Ascendex it's called now. So I invested in Ascendex in November 2018, right? Which was, if you think back now, I didn't at that time know when a bull market would start. But if you think back now, I had to wait till after the halving in May 2020, and essentially the beginning of the bull rally in around about November 2020, right? So I had to wait 2 whole years from investing in it to see any profit. But that was where you saw the lion's share of money being made. So I invested right at the beginning. I was one of their early investors. I invested at 1 cent, and the price essentially stayed at 1 cent for many a time. And in fact, even in the year that it had the massive rise, it was only 3x. So look, I've been holding for nearly 2 years at this point. I bought at the end of 2018. It was the summer 2020, and it's gone up 3x from my buy-in price because I bought in a bear market, right? And then when the bulls came, kablamo! It went up to $3, right? It went up to $3. So, and I sold that. That's how I bought my apartment. I bought it with my Bitmax, essentially, and some linear. So yeah, but you have to buy right in the bear, right in the despair, because at 1 cent to $3 is a 300x. Buying at 3 cents when the market was beginning, it was starting to $3. 3 cents, $3 is 100x. So that's the difference, okay? 300x versus 100x. So yeah, and if you actually bought, as the bull market was heightening, it would have only been like a 5x, right? So yeah, so buying in the bear, the earlier in the bear, you know, when you're really seeing pain, that's when you get the best results. That was quite a long answer, was it not? Only 70 more. Let's get 70 more likes, and I will share this cryptocurrency. I'm telling you, they don't want me to. They will not want me to. They will not want any marketing until July, right? And then in July, everybody will be talking about it, and then you won't be early to the community anymore. You'll just be one of thousands of people. So let's see if we can get Team Suppo into that community early. Are you still bullish on Occam, Suppo? No. I think Occam's a pile of shit. Worst decision. It was the worst decision. But you can afford to make bad decisions as long as you make some good decisions to hedge it. Learn to keep a bit of dry powder on the bull runs just in case. That is funny. Thoughts on XCAD? Yes, good. A lot of the big YouTubers are behind XCAD. And so XCAD is like one of the latest in Watch to Earn. They are essentially looking to be, I think, a decentralized video platform. And I have always liked XCAD. It's just never gone to a price I like. And I'm happy to let it go. But what I can say is that XCAD definitely has the great and the good. I think it's got Mr. Beast. It's got KSI. It's got Ali A. It's got Woe to Shore. It's got quite a few of the big YouTubers, big like mainstream YouTubers. Look at this. Ali A, Lance Stewart, don't even know who that is, but KSI I know, Woe to Shore I know, Mr. Beast everybody knows. They are behind this. So I've always liked this fundamentally. Like, this has always looked better than Veracity, better than Theta, better than EOS. It's always looked like it's got huge potential, but it's just never gone down to a buy-in price I would be happy with. Apparently someone's spamming, so let me have a look and see what I'm missing. I don't want to be on more than an hour. Oh, shite, we're over an hour. Right, I'm going to be on for just a little bit longer. What about Adapad? Well, Tidex is coming to Adapad. So you try it, you're seeing it, it's happening. Will Cardano reach $10? Yeah, it will. One day it will. It is a paid video now. I don't do paid videos. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm behind here. Moonbeam. Yes, indeed. Big up, bit rise, don't care. It's a shit coin. Do you like launch pads? I like launch pads. I don't like engine starter, but I like launch pads. What do you think of the graphs? Okay. I think the cryptocurrency that I would let you know at 300 likes is better than the graph. Put it that way. Do you like Theta? Yes, okay, but not amazing. I think we're getting towards the end, so hurry up and smash that like button, people. Don't be lazy. This is the thing. In cryptocurrency, you can't afford to be lazy. Smash that like button. Come on. Do you think Moonbeam will be faster than AVAX? I see Moonbeam being faster than anything. Maybe not as fast as the coin at 300 likes, but it's meant to, when it's optimized, it's going to be scaling up to the 6 figures and if not 7 figures over time. You wait till the future. You wait till we've got a multi-chain future. Living in a multi-chain world, and I am a multi-chain boy, you know. Anyway. Yeah, so I think if you fast forward to 5 years, you'll be like, oh god, do you remember when there were theoretical, transactions per second, and now we've got Cadena at 1 million, we've got Cardano at 5 million transactions per second, we've got Moonbeam at 5 million transactions per second. Like, it's just gonna be a joke. Like, cryptocurrency will take over eventually. Oh, 7 away. Bitcoin is about to break 30k. Well, one would hope it was me, but I doubt it. What do you think of eGold? It's okay. Loving the singing. Thank you very much, Gianna. Let me get off this screen. XCAD. Do you like PulsePad? No, because it's made me a lot of losses, but does it have potential when Pulse Chain comes out? I mean, a lot of that is dependent on Richard Hart. LF0, yeah, I said I like that. Last video. Still big on Saito. It's risky. Right, we've hit 300 likes, people. The people have spoken. Right, oh, they aren't going to like me. I hope they don't see this. Right, don't tell them I did this, okay? Because they will not like it. Because it is something I haven't even invested in yet. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So, bear with me a second. Let me just make sure I get the... Yeah, okay. So, yeah. I shouldn't be letting you know. I will. supraoracles.com. These are the guys. So essentially, they are creating a Oracle stroke layer 1. And what that means is that this is going to be much quicker as an indexing tool, as a data on-chain transition tool than Chainlink and the graph. And this theoretical limit is 1.5 million transactions per second. Ultra fast, very fast finality. So I'm not going to say any more, because they're going to kill me anyway. But anyway, that's what it is. Supra. It's called Supra Oracles right now, but they are going to rebrand to Supra, and I shouldn't tell you that either. But they're going to rebrand to Supra because Supra is if you're looking at brands, Avalanche, Solana, Hedera, Harmony, things like that, you need like a short, sharp brand. So they're going to be going to Supra.com soon. But yeah, check it out. There we are, people. There we are. This is going to be... Is it out yet? No, it's not out yet. It's not out yet. But they are going to be... I think they're going to be launching... They're going to be launching end of the summer, I think. So the earlier you're in, the better the chances. I hope VeChain can 100x. It will over time. It will over time. Everything at this present time is going to be lulling you into a state of insecurity. You know, uncertainty. The prices are merely an illusion. Most of these cryptocurrencies are the same as they were 8 months ago. 8 months ago when we were seeing, you know, nearly $5,000 Ethereum, nearly $70,000 Bitcoin, $700 Binance, $3 Cardano. They're the same project. It's just they've got different prices. Okay, that's it. Okay, that is what, yeah, because cryptocurrency is very much a human emotion-led market, 100%, because it's pretty much mostly retail market and people who don't need a broker, and they decide, and you know, the individual retailers decide when they buy and when they sell, and that is what causes the massive volatility. And so, you know, that is why we're in a state right now where the market was 3 trillion, now it's nearly 1 trillion, but it's purely an illusion. Remove the illusion, and you will see fantastic opportunities. But like you, I will be looking for the best opportunities to acquire cryptocurrencies at the lowest possible price. The lowest possible. And I think it will come. I think it will come. I am optimistic about the future, but I do see pain first. And I do think that there is going to be, if I just remove this, I think we have got an equivalent situation. You know, cryptocurrency, we like to think it's going to be different, but it's never really different. You know, if this was the top, then the top came about 70 days. No, not 70 days. 70 weeks after the halving. Okay, the top came 70 weeks after the halving, all the way back in 2017 as well. And it did here as well. And I remember last year, everybody was like, oh, it's going to be a new bull market. We're in a long-term bull market. Yeah, everybody was sucked into it. Even I got sucked into it. This whole 4-year new bull cycle bullshit. Like, it's, you know, things are typically the same. So given that, you know, back in 2017 to 18, no, 2018 really, we were on this trend line going sideways for the most part with some bullish phases. We could be staying on this with some bullish phases, but mostly at some point, whether that's soon or whether that's later on in the year, or we have it sooner and then we have a bull spike, I do see that we're going to have something like this where it just breaks through. And if it does do that, then, you know, we're going to see something like that, 20k, 19.5 to 20k. We're going to see that at some point, and then maybe just a gradual until, you know, 70 weeks after the halving, and then kablamo, once again, we hopefully go to the realm of, you know, we go to the realm of up here. Yeah, that's what I hope next time. So, if Bitcoin does from this point, and I have every confidence this is going to happen anyway. I've got massive amount of confidence that despite what's going on there, everybody's trying to bottom pick. Everybody's trying to, wants to get in at the bottom. Everybody hopes the bottom will be at a certain price, 19k, 20k, 22k, 12k, 15k. But ultimately, we've had the harshest drop, I think, already. We've had the worst of it. So if you did go into stable coins at the top, then any point at this time is okay dollar cost averaging in, because I have every confidence Bitcoin is going to go up here in the next bull cycle. It should go where it was supposed to go this time, but it didn't, and go to about 200k. And if Bitcoin, well, when Bitcoin does that, what will be, on my hit list. So right now, what you can see on this hit list, say for Telos, Saito, and Stratos, is these are mostly de-risked cryptocurrencies. They are in the public eye. They've got tons of volume. They're not going to really go anywhere. So when Bitcoin hits its massive high, these are gonna, they're gonna explode. So that's why when you're in a bull market, you go for the micro caps, because that's where you get the most sizable gains. But when you go into a bear market and you go into real deep pain, you are essentially being able to get a lot of blue chips or future blue chips at micro cap price or low cap altcoin price, which means that you'll be able to just ride this insane wave when it happens. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And, eventually 30k will be a thing of the past. We'll, like with what's happened in after previous halvings, is that, the price will probably go down to 100k or something, maybe even like 70k. This will be the theoretical limit next time. So it won't go below that. So dollar cost averaging at any point now is fantastic for the future. It's just you want the best price, and there may likely be pain coming up. Right, I'll take maybe 2 more questions and I'm going to go. Wow, over an hour, yes. It was not what I wanted, but why not? Hey, why not? So you love your buy narrative. Is Solana going to fall apart? Nah. Right, what's happening right now with Solana, in my opinion, is just a load of FUD. Happens all the time. If we have a look at Bitcoin died times. Yes, there we are. Bitcoin has essentially died 449 times. There's been so much fun in the past. There's been so much like, Bitcoin this, Bitcoin controlled by this, Bitcoin's going to die because of this, Bitcoin's a scam because of this, yada, yada, yada. 449 times. 449 times! That's insane. That's a lot. That's virtually every day for the last year and a bit. And that is how many times in its history it has died, and it keeps coming back. When it's bearish times, you're going to hear FUD about everything. But Solana, I think, will be fine. One more question. Will Phantom come back? Yes, I think so. I think so, definitely, yeah. Because layer 1s, they're just strong. And when Bitcoin and the market become bullish, it's going to be one of those ones that has, goes up kind of 30% on a daily basis. Like when the bullishness comes back, it's going to be one of those cryptocurrencies that just goes up sizably, because people will FOMO in thinking they've missed the bottom, and so they'll try and get it just as low as they can. But yeah, I think that Phantom's going to do well. It's got huge amounts of liquidity. Like at the end of the day, what stands in a cryptocurrency's favor is being available on as many exchanges as possible. It's less likely to die that way. It's got incredible volume, and it's not even on Coinbase yet. I don't think Coinbase have yet listed it. It's got Binance, FTX, KuCoin, but it's not even achieved, it's not even achieved a modicum of where it's going to go as far as liquidity. Are we going to have a super cycle altcoin season? Yeah, eventually, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Right, okay, I'm going to make a move now, which seems counterproductive because literally I've got the highest amount of concurrent viewers right now. But yeah, I shall love you and leave you. Awesome, it's been my birthday. Oh, it's been my baby. I thought it was your birthday there for a second, Chrissy. Why is Hex not on all exchanges? Well, because Richard Hart has a talent at rubbing people up the wrong way. Why am I putting Richard Hart? He's got a talent for rubbing people up the wrong way. Even CoinMarketCap don't properly index his cryptocurrency. They've got him at rank 201, even though theoretically this is rank 10. Yeah, 10 billion. That's a large cap. Yeah, it's rank 10 or 11. So yeah, so it's people versus Richard Hart, essentially. The people versus Richard Hart's a little bit like the people versus Amber Heard. People just don't like him. He's rubbed people up the wrong way. Bitcoin not going up to 28k. Believe me, not this year. I don't agree with you there, but hopefully you'll never know. Right, okay. Oh, my birthday was a couple of days ago. Oh, happy birthday for when it was your birthday. Right, okay. So I am going to quite literally make a move now. So thank you very much for being here with me, Team Suppo. I love you all. You're fantastic peeps. And yeah, I mean, the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is just dollar cost average when you see great prices. Go in tepidly, because you never really know what the scenario is going to be. But if we're operating under the scenario that essentially we have got 2 years till the next halving, 2 whole years till the next halving, then to think we have bottomed ultimately is a mistake. I don't think so. Next year is going to be a recession. Next year is going to be horrible. And I do foresee we are going to go potentially below 20k in that scenario. It's just the question is, how high can we go before the recession hits? But yeah, I do think that it's going to be a nightmare year. So the best thing you can do is just do your fundamental analysis, look at what you like, look at what's fundamentally strong, and don't invest in things that are going to die before the next bull run. A lot of cryptocurrencies may have had its cycle. It may be gone, and that may be it. If there's no bull run this year, they're definitely gone. They're definitely finished. And next year, you know, maybe 5 to 10% of them are going to, you know, make it through to the next cycle. A little bit like the X Factor. You know, the bear market is like an audition. Do you pass it? Do you move on to the next stage? So, you know, that's why a lot of my bear hit lists are full of cryptocurrencies that I think has the potential to be top ones, rather than going into micro caps that could suffer badly. You know. Anyway, there we are. So, love you, and I will see you in the next stream. And yeah, make sure that you follow me on Facebook, because I'll probably do more streams on Facebook. So, you've been awesome. I've been the Suppoman. It is lights out, all out.